So I wanted to create this video because a lot of people have been asking me about how to make cold calls and how to be successful making cold calls. I am a real estate agent, and basically I function currently as an inside sales agent or inside sales associate or ISA. You've probably heard all those terms before if you're in this industry. If you're in a related industry but not real estate, then you may not have. But one thing that I wanted to talk about with cold calls is that a lot of people ask me, like, well, what do I do if somebody says, tells me to F off, or what do I do if somebody hangs up on me, or what do I do if somebody says they're not interested? I'm like, well, number one, I'm not calling them asking them to buy something. So when they say they're not interested, they don't even really know what they're saying they're not interested in. They really don't even know. They're just saying that because that's what they think is going to end the phone call. And the reality is that I am making the phone call in the attempt to build a relationship with them. That does not mean that I am calling to sell them something. It also doesn't mean that we may never do business. They may actually do a transaction with me or one of my partners that I do business with, and that's okay too. But the point is that I make a call to build a relationship. I make a call to offer value, and I really don't care whether they buy or sell anything with me or my partners, because I'm just not interested in that, because I can't control what they do. So I basically will call them and build a relationship and ask if there's anything I can do to help them and whatever. And I have a script. Actually, the script I use comes from Ricky Carruth. He is a real estate agent in Alabama, and he's got a free coaching program for real estate agents. So I did get that script from him, and also the idea of, putting relationships before transactions and basically just being helpful to people. That's kind of what I do, is just be helpful. And there's certain principles that I use in order to do that. They all come from Ricky Carruth and his Zero to Diamond free coaching program. So when somebody says, F you, okay, whatever, like, I just tell them, I repeat that I'm not attempting to sell them anything. And, like, somebody will, like today, I called a couple people and they were like, I'm not selling my house. I'm like, I'm not buying your house. So why are you talking about selling your house? Because I'm not buying it, and I'm not trying to sell it. I'm not trying to convince you to sell your home. I don't care what you do. I'm just here to provide information, here to provide value, and here to make a few friends, honestly. And so that's what I do, and it's really just, it's really great. But anyway, all of this goes to Ricky Carruth's Zero to Diamond coaching program. That's one of the principles I use. And the great thing about this coaching program that I found and stumbling upon him is that, oh my God, I'm by a major road, so I guess there's some traffic here, so forgive the noise. Is I just try to provide value and build relationships, and that's it. But there's a specific methodology, there's a specific script that I use. There is, and again, that all comes from Ricky Carruth. There's a specific mindset and certain principles that are guiding my doing that. So that's what I do, and I hope that's helpful. But again, just to kind of cover this, like, if I call somebody and I say, hey, this is, Brad Micon, I'm a real estate agent in Michigan, and blah, 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 blah. And they say, F off, or they say, go F yourself, or go do this or go do that. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's not going to hurt me. It really isn't. And, years ago, before I had ever made any cold calls, before I had ever made any sales calls, I never would have said that. I would have assumed that these people were going to say something to me and it was going to hurt me. And probably when I first started in sales related stuff, those things did hurt me because it was unexpected and I didn't know how to process that. But after you make enough phone calls, and it doesn't even take that much, when I say enough, it doesn't even take that much, you start to just get thicker skin, and you just don't care what these people think, because your motives are good, and your motives are trying to help. You're not trying to get something selfishly out of them. You are genuinely trying to help, and you can help if they have a need. If they don't have a need, then you can't help them, really, because there's no need. But if they do have a need, you know that you're a good person to help them because you have genuine motives of helping them, as opposed to just getting a commission. And so that's the mindset I take, is I just try to be helpful. And then if for some reason they don't take it that way, it's really their problem, not mine. And they can't hurt you over the phone. Nobody can reach through the phone and grab you and choke you out because you somehow offended their delicate sensibilities. And I do mean delicate sensibilities, because these people, some of them are sensitive as all get out, and I can't believe it. Like, it's funny to me, honestly. So it's just comical, and it's also a process. When I make a phone call, I am not real attached to the outcome. That also allows me to respond without getting too emotional when somebody kind of tries to take my head off, because I'm not attached to the outcome of the phone call. I really don't care what the outcome of the phone call is, because I know I'm going to make enough phone calls, and I'm married to the process of making the call. And so because I'm married to the process and not the outcome, that for me seems to be the biggest success. But I think that a lot of the stuff that I'm saying, I hope it's helpful, but the reality is that I believe if you will make enough phone calls following a specific process, then you will learn these things, and they'll be intuitive to you, where you don't even need to listen to a video like this from me or anybody else, because you just know from experience for yourself that it's nothing to take personally. It's not just because you learned it or read it in a book, but because you no longer take things personally, because you realized yourself it doesn't frickin' matter. I hope that helps. And yeah, see you in the next video.